and welcome back to another episode of The Session. I'm your host, Nyota Parker, and as you know, The Session is a series of interviews with people that are active on the Montreal music scene, whether that be artists, rappers, producers, venue owners, you name it. And my goal is to go out there and meet those people and obviously promote the work they do on a platform like a podcast, but I also aim to get to know what it's really like to try and build a career here in Montreal. And so thank you so much for being here. And if you have just 1 second, I would really appreciate it if you took the time to subscribe, because it helps me keep the production value of the episodes up and it helps me get great guests like these guys right here. So thank you so much for being here, and let's get into the episode. I have this little presentation for you. Okay, you ready? Okay, so it goes like this. Musician, rapper, singer, songwriter, performer, with messages about individuality and feminism, you've gathered crowds of thousands around your music and made wonderful collaborations with multiple artists over the world. Nyota, welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. We have Nyota and we have Mawuli who are here today to have a really nice conversation about what it's like to be musicians here in Montreal. But you guys are not just musicians here in Montreal. You've been around to multiple places. Are you still in between New York and here? How's that working out right now?
You see, in life, no. No.
The deal is...
What happened was, well, I grew up in South Africa.
Yes.
So that's where I started my music, specifically Cape Town. That's where I started like performing, writing and things like that. Then I moved to New York at like 19 until like the end of 2022, nearly 2023. Went back to South Africa for like a couple months for like just some family stuff. And then I came here. Mm-hmm. So then, there's unfinished business everywhere, really.
Yeah.
And, we're just making all the roads, align.
Yeah.
So I'm just in between wherever.
That's awesome. I think that's a great thing, because it allows you to also have like contacts everywhere that you've been, like that's like a beautiful thing that's very useful for a music career. So It works really well. Here's my first question.
Mm-hmm.
So in an honest and truthful way, what has been like at the forefront of your mind? Like if you had to, like, is there something that's just been like in your open tabs in the back of your head that you've just been thinking about lately?
There's so many tabs open. Some on the private browsing, some on
we don't have to talk about that. You can keep those. I'm good.
Some on the incognito browser. Yeah. No, things that I've been thinking about. It's always music related and like to do with my progress as a person.
Yeah.
And
So what's that right now for you?
For me, I've just been overthinking a lot of the time.
Been there.
Just always overthinking, and a lot of like what ifs about. It's like very broad, but just a lot of what ifs about where I could be, or if I did this a specific way, if I pushed harder in this, or maybe. Yeah, there's just like a lot of what ifs going on in my head, but I've come to an understanding and realization that, this is what it needs to be for right now. Yeah. So yeah, it's very broad.
Strategizing a little bit.
A little bit, a lot of strategizing, but I'm trying to play into all of those like what ifs, but also accepting what's happening now.
What already is. Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm very grateful for.
What about you? Is there something that you're currently thinking about these days?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the same too. A lot of like pondering different avenues and stuff. For me, it's been mostly like what's at the core of what you're making.
Yeah.
And what that translates to in different mediums. You know what I mean? Being less concerned about the medium and the approach, and more so about like what the intent is and what's looking to be unburied.
The message. Okay,
the
that's
message and the energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What would you say is the thing you're trying to convey currently with your stuff? Is there like a line that you're following currently, or are you still exploring?
I feel like the through line feels very like retrospective. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of like freely trust and experiment and kind of like follow the energy and follow like the enthusiasm and whatever that vibrant energy is that helps create. And then retrospectively, I get to look at it and be like, okay, yeah, this made sense in this way. You know what I mean? So the through line of what it's been a lot is just kind of like...
It's been.
It has, you know. But yeah, just clarifying like creative language. I think that's kind of like finding the translation and the tone for different things, whether it be like music videos or any type of creativity in music.
That's I think that's like a tab that's just consistently open for me and never really, I can't close it. There's no X button on it. I've tried, it doesn't work. So yeah, I relate to that. I wanted to ask also because you know, whether you do it like consciously or not, there's a choice that comes at some point that you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to make this my career, you know, like I'm gonna try to do this for a living, and it happens at different points for everybody. Do you feel like you're at the point where you're like, this is it, I'm doing this? And if yes, when did that happen?
Oh yeah, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think that's always been a thing since maybe like 2018 or so. Since I was 18, that's when I solidified in my mind that this is the thing that I'm gonna do. And that was like right after high school, because I finished in 2017 high school, and then I started recording in 2016 and then started doing shows or whatever, and I was writing and I was planning out in my mind, and I realized there is no plan B. Okay? There's no plan B right now. Not because...
Did that freak you out, or you're like, yes, sir?
It was freaky. It is.
Is it still freaky?
It's freaky, but
I mean, yeah.
It's still like, yo, this is really what I'm gonna do for my whole life, and I'm gonna make sure it happens. But it's still a constant like reminder in my mind, like, yo, everything else that I do in order to survive is based off of pure like necessity, and also that's gonna be the thing on the side, whilst my main thing is my music most of the time, where people will have that as their like side thing, their hobby, or maybe it's their like, what if maybe I can try this. But that makes sense, because today you can't really survive off of
it's hard out here.
It's really like, unless you're, I don't know, Beyonce or whatever. But every day I have that realization. But I like, it's been a thing in my mind since I was 18, and I was like, there's no other way that I'm gonna do this.
So it's like you started doing live shows and you were like, okay, that's it?
Well, yeah, I started like recording and putting my music to, you know, into recording, and then doing live shows was fun, and then meeting people who did music as well and gaining their perspective and just exchanging that way. Yeah. And then hearing people come back to me after listening to my music and being like, oh yeah, this resonated with me. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, I need to like give all my time to this so that more people can you know, interact and then have like a better relationship with the people around me. That's my main thing. I do it for the people, do it for me, people who are like me. Yeah.
That's perfect. I think that's the right reason to go into this in the first place, you know. Like, what about you?
Sorry, the question, I got lost in the answer.
Yes. No, like, are you doing this for a living currently? And if yes, did you make that decision? And if yes, when?
Yeah. So I do more like music as an outlet of expression. Like before it was like with a collective of people. Now what I do mainly like for a living is videography / creative direction. So for that, yes. And that was the path since just being hyper obsessed with like movies as a kid. I would like rewatch the same film like 25 times in a row, and then just like nitpick different pieces of it. So went to film school for a little bit, and then during the pandemic, I just dropped out because we weren't able to shoot stuff. And I was like,
what's the point?
Right. And then started traveling, started shooting pictures, and it just felt right to be able to express. And what I was able to draw from and like make me feel like I have a value to it, or I'm able to gain like life force from it, is just like what you can make people feel or what you can make people understand from what it is you capture. You know what I mean? Whether it be in music, whether it be in like in visual arts in my case, it's like that's what gave me that feeling of like, yeah, this is for me. So,
that totally makes sense. What are your roles in each other's careers / each other's lives currently?
You know, there's a lot of crossovers. This is a great crossover episode right now. 100%. But
which is great. I think crossover episodes are my favorite usually. So
exactly, iCarly and Victorious.
Let's go.
That was iconic.
Shout out.
But yeah, it's a lot. Like we we met last year, May.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's nearly, I feel like it's been like a year and a half or so.
Mhm.
And then we were friends, and then we met at like a actually Grove.
Mhm.
We
Oh
met
yeah,
at
sweet.
Grove. So we were,
Documentary moment. I saw her on stage like freestyling.
Dude, you're
I was
like,
oh, she's hard.
oh god.
No, she was like super hard. She was talking. The first bar I heard was like it's water under. Might need a bridge for that. Like,
Oh,
and I was-
something. Oh yeah, I remember.
Ended up being in like this, but I heard that and I was like, oh, that's fire, because I seen like most of the people that are at Grove. You know what I mean? I see like.
I mean,
Marcus
there's
Stem,
different
see,
ways
like,
to spit bars.
100%.
but-
Yeah, 100%. But I seen like her bars like delivery, and also just like having never seen her before. I was like, oh, this person's hard. Went outside, came back in, and I'm like, oh, like what's
Hi.
up? And then she like comes up with this foreign accent, and was like, oh, I'm like, are you British or Australian or something? And and then it sparked off beautiful friendship. We were best friends for like a year and a half, and then you know what I mean. Now we boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh my God.
You feel me? So
Yeah, that's how it. That's pretty much what
That's
happened.
awesome. I think that's a great story, and you met musically, which is also
Yeah.
cool.
Exactly, and
You
the
know?
fact that he like, I like to see him as that Swiss Army knife, creative Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in
Like
terms of your project, you interact with
Yeah.
the Nyota Parker project now.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
directed the newest music video for
It's coming out on the
upcoming
27th.
song on the 27th.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
and we've
that's
been
gonna be-
talking about like planning to film stuff for a while,
Yeah.
but we never got the chance.
Yeah.
But we're always involved in each other's like different creativity,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's you listening to a demo of mine, you're like, oh yeah, this is sick, maybe try this, or I would look at his
Yeah.
stuff
Mm-hmm.
and then have my input,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
I don't know too much about.
No, but you
ins and outs
definitely
of
know about
videography.
creative vision, like
Yeah, it's all the same language in different dialects.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So that's how it all sparked.
That's amazing. I think having partnerships like that is what also allows careers to thrive, because like having all your ideas in the same like sealed box,
Yeah.
I would go insane if I didn't like have
Yeah.
people to bounce ideas with,
Yeah,
you
for
know, like
sure.
it's
super
just-
important.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
hard.
That's good.
I wanted to talk about your branding, because you have very amazing branding, and your image online is like
you.
snap
Yes.
picture perfect. I really I think it's cool, because a lot of people, and I've spoken about this in other episodes before, but a lot of people that want to do this have very like eclectic, incoherent almost like ways of presenting themselves. And I feel like your message is super clear, and the way you present yourself is super like straightforward and clear. It makes it like, when I see your stuff, I'm like, okay, that's Nyota Parker, this is what it is, and it like makes sense. Did it always feel like that? Did you do that consciously? Like, like if you're thinking of pitching yourself for opportunities, what's your process?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a good question, and thank you. So I've
Yeah,
been
no problem.
working a lot and hard at that. With my just social media was also changing and growing, and kind of beginning with the way that we started. So it was ever growing with us, but that's where I was like learning more about myself and learning more about how to present myself on like different platforms. So that kind of that helped a bit. But I would say the way that I began to like learn how to brand myself or present myself to different audiences was just like, there's not even one straight answer. I drew it from my message that I put into my music, and I feel like there's just so much I can draw from. Just I need to walk the talk. My whole message is about individuality and just not conforming.
Yeah.
And like I started off with not really understanding my message, even when I had my first interview ever back in 2017, and someone asked me who my inspirations were, what is the message behind my music. I had like really no idea what to say. I was like 16. I was like, oh no, I don't know. And then that kind of sparked.
You're like, I need to figure this out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sparked that, and made me realize, oh, like maybe this is the reason for me to help others also understand what their purpose or their life purpose was. But that kind of sparked that within me, and for me to be able to do that, the only way I could do that is to show who I truly was, just in general, how I go about my life, and how I integrate that into my music, rather than kind of doing it like there's many ways to do it, but I preferred like integrating my life into my music, and that way it translates better over all platforms.
Or instead of like making music that has an aesthetic and then turning yourself into that aesthetic.
Exactly.
That sounds like a lot of work.
I feel like that's a lot more. Yeah, that's a lot more work. I just put my life, whether it's my life struggles or what I went through, or like just how I view myself, and then how whatever all of the different messages that I have in my music just are drawn from my own like different states of me being an outcast, whether it's in school or like different social circles. Put that into my music, see who else relates as well, and I'll just whether or not there's someone else who relates, like right in my face and tells me, oh yeah, this is that, I'm still gonna put it out there. And even if it's that one person from like Croatia or whatever who I don't know, some 16-year-old from Croatia saying that they relate to it, and they that's what matters, that's what matters to me. So yeah, I do it for like my younger self. And yeah, I don't know, I veered off into so many different paths with that answer, but
that's okay.
It's not really.
This is why this is long form content. we can veer around.
I don't really have like a straight answer.
No, but it's good because this is not a straightforward question. So that's fine. When it comes to, for example, pitching yourself for opportunities, are you currently independent? Like, did you do all your own pitching on your own?
Yeah, no, I'm fully independent. My mom helps me as my manager, and
that's awesome.
So I just...
How does that work, actually? Because that's an interesting dynamic, right? That's awesome, first of all, that you have support like that in your family. Like, not everybody has that, and I think that's something that's definitely, like, I'm assuming, allows you to move in a positive direction. But that's a dynamic that's very different than, like, like a manager that you never have dinner with or, like, see at home or whatever. So how does that work for you? Have you made an arrangement for it to work for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it works because my mom is passionate about me. I'm her only child as well. She's very passionate about me, and I'm passionate about, my family and how I'm able to give back. But I think obviously we've had our clashing moments because she's my mom, and then some. But we have this very similar values. And I don't think it's been difficult at all in that sense. She makes me, ever since I started, she made me read contracts and understand these things. And she understands me to my core.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because she made
from her core. But so she has my best interest at heart. So she's always looking out for the best. But she also knows exactly what I want. So even, she finds a way to merge the two, like my best and also knowing what I really want. So when it comes to pitching myself, and
is she doing the booking for you as well?
Yeah. Okay. She does bookings, but we both honestly handle like the booking, like email address and all of these things. We both handle it because whatever I see that I come across, I show her. She does the same thing. Yeah. It's really a safe space, and I trust her like 100%. We trust each other. That's the best.
That makes it fully transparent as well. Is that I mean, it's clearly a situation that's working super well right now for you. Is that something that you see yourself continuing for the rest of your career, or just like in the future? Are you like, are you in, I mean, this is like, we're making up scenarios here, but do you see yourself having other forms of management at some point, or do you feel like this is the way that it should be?
I would say I'm open to like different types of partnerships that my mom is also open to, like maybe agents and things like that. Any type of agents who's out scouting and looking for different like branding opportunities or anything like that. Yeah. But I feel like she always needs to be a part of like some holding it down, some core holding it down in decision making, because she's also very stern, and I'm very non-confrontational.
I get that.
She's not afraid of anything in that sense. She will just tell you,
hey, that's not gonna happen. Yeah.
She's not afraid of that. She's not afraid of asking all the details that are necessary, whereas I'm like, but let's just like flow. I don't know. That's why we need her.
We need her. Yeah, that's good. And then you mentioned branding opportunities. How did the Converse you had a Converse branding shoots type thing?
My foot is just so like.
Oh my god, both of you.
So like, I just need to stretch that out.
Damn,
No,
I'm gonna
joking.
hide my fucking. Let me hide my feet for a second.
No, I'm joking. No,
That's sweet, actually. You guys are both sporting the.
shout out to Converse. Like I will, like this is it's like for real. I'm not.
How did that happen?
It was back in 2018 when they had this thing called Converse All-Star Program where they support and send like different campaigns and opportunities, and they support different international independent upcoming artists who don't have much of a platform. So since 2018 or even before that, they had like Converse X, and then it was Converse All-Stars Program, and they scouted me from South Africa. So there's different there's different servers. They have like open a Discord now, but there's different servers from all around the world, whether there's Thailand or there's like just North America in general, or Southern Africa or whatever.
Yeah.
So different types of creatives, whether it's a recording artist or a visual artist, model, fashion designer, someone who does podcasts and interviews and things like that. They scout you.
So they found you.
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's really
it was
cool.
great. It was really, really dope because that's also when they were starting.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel really, really blessed about that. But now they have like an application process.
Mm-hmm.
They started it this year, but before they would just scout people and they would send you different opportunities, whether it was to apply to the All-Star series where they flew us to Australia to meet Tyler, the creator, and also do like workshops and things with each other as well.
Yeah.
Just learn from each other, do a whole bunch of workshops, explore, get to learn from Tyler, and or they would give us a campaign opportunity.
Yeah.
So it was really all just like, I don't know,
That's wonderful.
it just all worked. And then they send us shoes, which is nice.
And then they send us shoes. Yeah, that's very
So
nice.
Everybody from skateboarders, anything.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's also like oddly convenient because I feel like it matches your brand.
Especially everything, a lot of the stuff that they stand for matches the brand, everything. They're very much...
So it wasn't like there could have been a forced collaboration. I'm not I could think of like things that would be odd to collaborate with Nyota Parker, but like Converse to me was like, oh yeah,
it makes sense. It makes
It's
sense.
literally your name as well.
what?
Star.
Okay, it's all Star. Yeah. It works well with the brand as well. Yeah.
That's it. Like that's perfect. You mentioned Tyler.
Yes.
I did my homework a little bit, and I found those interviews of you talking with Roger Montu.
What? No way.
You're like, wait a second.
And,
yeah, you. It was like a radio, video show.
DC. Roger Muntu. He's from Good Morning. No, not Good Morning.
I can't recall what the name of the show was. He was. You guys were having a conversation, and you mentioned wanting to do collaborations with people, and you're like, I'm gonna name them.
Oh yeah.
And then you in part also named Tyler.
Yes.
So you said you got to do that trip.
Yeah.
And met him.
Yes, we got to meet
Pretty
him.
wonderful.
It was fantastic. That's around the time when he was doing more and more of the those Tyler talks. He did some in Paris and did he's been doing those talks, and I think he still is. But some of them were a part of the Converse All-Star series that he was doing internationally. So they brought us out. We first did workshops, and then they brought us to his concert. And the next day, it was like 30 of us or so.
Yeah.
So we were just sitting there, and he comes to the front. He does the
His
little
talk.
interview, a talk as well, dropping gems. Which I'm trying to remember. I know he said some important things, but I can't think of them immediately right now.
This is the best place to blank is when you're getting
Just throw it in
recorded.
the edit.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can move your mouth, and I'll just add them in over
Do a
it.
little,
Just like that. But yeah, no,
That'd
it was
be,
very cool.
Editing MJ is gonna have some work to do with that. Yeah, that's very cool. Are you because you've been doing collaborations already with a bunch of cool people. How has that experience been so far? And what do you think is the best way to collaborate with Nyota? Like what's the best because there's so many different ways, right? Like somebody could make a beat and then you just rap on the beat. You could make the beat together. Like there's endless possibilities really. What works best for you?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've definitely had a great opportunity to work with first and foremost my friends who are all just fantastic musicians or visual artists and stuff. And then we just happen to be in the same circle. Artists happen to just attract each other. So we're all in the same space, like, oh, we should probably do this. So that's obviously the most organic space for us to be able to create. But then with anyone who's like been reaching out, a lot of the time, you know, we engage in each other's content. I never charge full features. I feel like it takes away from the organic nature of just creating stuff. I've never also, like, I understand it's a thing and what people must live off of this stuff, but I don't know. I've never felt right charging for any type of features except for like bookings, of course, for shows. But like if I'm trying to make music with you or someone's trying to make music with me, it's like for off the jump, if someone is saying like, what is your
What's
budget
your fee?
or your
Oh
fee?
yeah.
Your fee or your budget or something like that. It's like, dang.
And it's like, oh, you paid me whatever. I need to leave in an hour.
Yeah.
Get something good now.
Right.
It's
I
like,
can't,
dude.
Yeah, I can't.
That's a lot.
Like, as much as it can be a job, but I can't categorize it into the same thing. Like, it starts to feel like a more of a businessy interaction and what's the word? Very like calculated and stuff.
Yeah.
So
You don't really want that for like art that much.
Like afterwards, it's cool. Maybe then we can, like, after we create whatever the song is, afterwards we can sign an agreement. Like, oh yeah, we can do this for splits, and I'll do this for splits, and then that's it for our royalties if we decide to release it.
Yeah.
But beforehand, I'm like, damn, like if you
No, I get
if we're
that.
brought with like budget and fees at the beginning, which I understand people must live and you must be paid their worth, but I feel like that's different for like if we're approaching each other on some like, let's create this song off of synergy.
Yeah.
Then
it makes no sense to charge.
Yeah, I never charge full features. It's like if I listen, because also like I feel like a lot of people take any type of feature just because they're paying.
Yeah. Well,
them.
that's different. And then your name is on a bunch of random stuff that you don't really care about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that you don't really
like
care about or don't resonate with at all. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'd rather be super picky with who I collaborate with rather than.
And how involved are you with the musical aspect of it? Because you write, right? You write all your own stuff. But in terms of like, I guess, music production and like all of that stuff, is that something that you enjoy working with, or is that something that you'd rather have somebody else do? Like, what's your...
Yeah, no, I write everything and do a lot of like arrangements of the song. Like I know where I want to place the hook, the verse, and place the harmonies. I'm very involved like sonically.
Yeah.
And if most of the time I'm working with a different producer, or maybe I find a beat online, or I find a producer from TikTok or something. I'm like, I like this beat of yours. That and then maybe they send it to me, or they send me a pack. But a lot of the time it's been a collaboration where this is the type of sound that I have, and then this producer out there who reaches out and like, oh yeah, I make this sound, let's work together. Or if I've released beats online before as well from YouTube, like something other artist type beat, you know?
Yeah.
But most of the time, if I'm working in person with a producer, like they can make it on the spot as well. And I just come up with a random melody, hum it, go home, then write. The lyrics come to me afterwards. And then we record it. And but it's been so many different ways in which I've approached the recording process. And but I'm very, very involved in
That's
like
cool.
the musical, that part.
I think it's very important as well in terms of like you said, like you're creating your image and everything, and like being involved in that aspect as well, I think makes it even more coherent with the rest of your branding and what makes your music yours. So that's super cool. Speaking of that, there's also the videos that make your music yours. And I want to, since we have you here, I think we should talk about what it's been like to produce that video. Like, because not a lot of people, we see videos everywhere all the time. Nobody has any idea how much work it is, first of all. And then second of all, there's like, I mean, I haven't seen the end product, obviously. But are you able to tell me a little bit more about, first of all, what song it is for, and then after that, like, what's the vision that you're going for? Either of you can,
You wanna go?
As you.
I'll do a little intro, and then you can go into specific.
Okay.
You know.
Perfect.
But yes, the video that we're doing is for an upcoming song. It's not released yet. It's called Soulless. So I posted a little bit about it, one or two snippets here and there. It's called Soulless, and it's produced by Samant, also known as Sam Ether. He is a fantastic musician and producer, drummer, just does, and also vocalist too. Like very, very insane artist. So yeah, we've been getting in the studio every now and then we're like, oh yeah, this is the song. Yeah, so it's called Soulless. It's just, I would say like a main line to take from that is, say what you want about me, you can never call me soulless. And that's what that's the vague context or concept rather of the song. So yeah, and then we decided, I was like, yo, in my mind, I was like, I need to shoot a music video for this to not only convey this message in a just more impactful way, because people just love to see things also.
Yep.
Right in their face, but also the storyline came to me. I was like, okay, I gotta write the storyline, and then I passed it on to Mawuli, and he was like, yes, I will carry this through, you know? So yeah, it's I don't want to give too much about the storyline away.
Yeah, that's true.
When is this coming out?
So I mean, this is gonna depend on also you guys, but usually it takes about like a month to turn around.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, nice. That's good then. Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, because when is it gonna come out?
The 27th.
Oh, so you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Hey. So go check out the video. It's gonna be out right now. I'll put the link in the description of the video.
Yeah.
Soulless. But tell me. Okay, you don't have to tell me the storyline. But I mean, whatever you feel comfortable. It's not up to me. But apart from that, what has your role been after post receiving the creative energy from Nyota? What was your thing?
For me, it was just like, okay, how do we like logistically bring this to life? And also like, how do we make this work like on camera, essentially?
Okay.
Because usually like my process works, I like having like, I do like, I hear the song and be like, okay, this is what the video looks like.
Yeah.
But Nyota already, she functions the same way. So she's like, okay, we got this storyline. I can say what it is, right?
Yeah, very enchanting.
It's like enchanted. It's got like the storyline's like Snow White with a twist. So we're playing on that storyline and we're going to add those cues and that emotion. So, it was like a communication back and forth. I'm like, okay, do we want to be like hyper realist with it? Do you want to be fantastical? Do you want to be camp? Like what elements are we? And it was like really distilling that process and whittling it down. And then once we caught the core of that, it was just kind of like building mood boards, setting what kind of light works for her, what kind of like what she feels that best represents based on the sound and based on the energy that wants to be represented. And then it's like gathering the team together and, circling back to the collaboration process. It was a lot of like, non-transactional, like, yo, I got like this project. I worked with this AD. I went to film school with, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, you want to come AD on this project? He's like, oh yeah, cool. It's like, I also got like a DOP, like director of photography that I'm to do, and he's got his like gaffer / cam op who also directs. And I was like, oh, cool. And then it's like, oh, we got a friend who does art direction. I was like, oh, fire. So we ended up having this like a whole team, a dope team. You know what I mean?
That's so awesome.
Help bring this together, and then we got a homie doing animation as well, which is just like,
yo, that's so
fantastic. Cool. So the process was really just like, I guess in my case was kind of like GMing. I did a lot more like producing than I expected to do, which was fun because it was like planning the logistics of how we're gonna put the team to best use to let them cook in their own elements and bring this whole idea to life, and just communicating that at large. We got, you know what I mean? We got dancers too, like
dances as well.
That's
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
City. Very, very cool.
So yeah.
So bringing all that together, and then there's also, I'm assuming you guys have to rent a bunch of stuff.
No.
Not even, like the
God carried the gear as well.
Yeah.
That's all on the collaboration, really. Like everyone who came on board had their own things to offer. Like, yo, I believe in the project. I want to bring this. Everyone did that. Yeah. From even like the people who came through for the extra work, those were my friends.
I remember seeing that call. Yeah.
I put it on there. People just replied, but a bit more than I even needed to come through. But
that's awesome.
That's
hey, it's nice to see that people like care and want to bring it to life and everything.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of this like city specifically.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Going back to like what Montreal has to offer is like a lot of people just want to make stuff stuff, and that's what's awesome. Like this is very much the place to be able to do, because we can. 100%. You know, it's like That's the beauty of it. And it makes for the best things at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Products of love, or like the...
Yeah, because you only do it because you care about it.
Absolutely.
That's the only real reason
wanna
to do
be
anything.
Yeah, people want to be involved.
Yeah,
People want to
exactly.
be like not just seen, they just want to be a part of something great, which I really do appreciate that. I feel like here I've had the most opportunity to work with like-minded people off of like just pure synergy. Like everything
that hasn't happened a lot in other cities.
No, not even New York really.
New York's like so big that it's like,
yeah, it's really big. It's really big. Everyone wants to do something there, and like there's way more things to do, but it's harder to find them because it's so many. And I love New York. But it's just like I've had the best experience creatively, like finding the right people to just surround myself with who are my friends as well.
Yeah.
You know? So even back in South Africa, it's like people are, they work off of the love and everything, but, it's very, very small, very like, you have to travel outside for people to recognize you and be able to say like, oh yeah, that's the girl from my town or whatever. That's always how it is. You have to travel outside for people to be like, oh yeah, that's...
To claim you.
To claim you, exactly.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. I also I'm gonna go back actually to that interview I saw of you. Where in that interview you discuss kind of the trials and tribulations of being a female rapper. Yeah. Right? Or like the idea of like not being framed as just your job title, but also your gender with it.
Exactly.
And I wanted to know, is there a time where you felt like you were able to bypass that? And if not, then like what are the instances where you feel like it's been forced on you the most? Like how do you live with that now? I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing in hip hop being super like male dominated, despite the women running it right now being the most diverse artists I've ever seen.
And they're
in
cool.
The hip hop scene. They're all amazing. Cool. Like every female hip hop artist that I can name has a distinct brand where like if there's like I love a lot of male rappers, of course. That's a lot of them are my inspiration. But like if you put like 10 different male rappers, they're all probably wearing like maybe the same thing. Or like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
the drip is similar.
Or they go on stage and there's like no dances, there's no performance, they're just rapping, which is great because there's like I love this, but because there's a difference between like when you're rapping on stage with no gimmicks as well. You're just straight rapping there for like as a rap show. But there's also a difference where it's just like there's no versatility. But like, you know what I mean? But female artists are really just doing the thing out there. But for male dominated industry, like it is a bit there's really two sides to it where you feel like you kind of have to like fit in to be seen. There's a lot of girls out there like also that's not also shading them at all, because you should do what you need to do with your art if that's who you are. But a lot of people feel forced into like dressing a certain way to be seen as a female artist. But also there's the other side of it where like if I'm dressed like this going on rapping or whatever on a show, and they're like, oh yeah, you rap like this, but you don't dress like those other female rappers. I'm like, I don't also like to be now put against them like that, we're all the same, we're all like in the same thing, as versatile as we are. So I don't like being like put against them as like that one that doesn't do the other things that the girls are doing. Yeah. Because
I'm not like other girls.
Yeah. You know what? You know that? I'm not trying to be turned into like some like pick me female artist as well, because I do support the others as well, who whether or not like they're dressing a certain way or maybe they're covered up, it doesn't matter. But
as long as they're doing the damn thing,
they're doing the damn thing and they're running it, and like there's a lot of impact, a lot of message behind it. People are just like a lot of the people are not grasping the concept. Like they're seeing them being presented this way, but they're not listening.
They're like not seeing past the titties.
They're not listening to the whole point. And they're they're proving the point. Like you're clearly not listening to the message, so I'm gonna keep on doing this either way. But there's respect to both sides. And then there's also another part where people would say, oh yeah, you're good, oh you're like you rap good for like a
For
girl.
a girl.
Yeah, so there's that. I'm like, that's not a compliment at all. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's like when they say, "Oh, you hit like a girl."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. So yeah, that's not a compliment at all. Yeah, you told me I rap good, but that's just like, there's no need to bring my...
You're like, oh, as part of this lower class of rappers, you're good.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, backhanded compliment.
It's always, it's a backhanded compliment the whole time. So there's
it's
actually
still
those
something
three.
that's on the forefront for you.
Yeah, well, I would say I haven't really experienced it too much now because people are understanding women's space in hip hop more, I would say. But yeah, I don't think I've really come into contact with too much I don't know what the word would be, but I don't think I've
adversity.
Something like that. But yeah, I don't think I've felt anything that's really stopping me from what I'm doing. I haven't really. There's been like one time when I was 17 back in South Africa where I went to the studio with my mom and I recorded this one song. It was okay because I was 17. It was an okay song, but they were like, "Oh yeah, that's sick, whatever." And keep in mind, I was 17. And then afterwards, as we were chilling, just having a snack break or whatever, the guy who was running, I don't even remember the names, but like the guy who was running the whole shindig went up to my mom. He went up to my mom. He says, "Okay, yeah. So she's going to be turning like 18 soon. You know, she has to start taking off her clothes and doing that stuff." Yeah. Start taking off her clothes. Lord. And yeah. So my mom was like, "No." So we left.
Yeah.
So there's those kinds of things, those kinds of expectations. But like, I don't think it's so much. But
luckily,
now.
Your message is to like stray away from that. So
yeah, like if that's who you are, if that's what you are already doing, if that's some stuff that you're already interested in, that's you. But like, not to I'm not trying to be molded or whatever into whatever that is. But that those are the kind of things that I've faced before, or just hearing that like you're good for a girl, or like just a bunch of random stuff, but nothing that has really stopped like been an obstruction.
That's good
to my career, especially because my mom will beat you.
she will let you know.
Definitely. Relentlessly.
Well, I think it's really great that you're able to also to just like face it without like fear and any of that. Like, I think you're just going through it effortlessly, and it doesn't even. I feel like I would never even think to. I mean, it's different because I'm also a woman, so I guess it's different. But like, you just don't seem like you're affected by that, which is, I think, is great.
I'm very glad.
Yeah.
If you have a Congolese mother out there,
she'll let them know.
She'll let them know.
I have this hat.
Yes.
And I love to ask music-related questions, but I'm doing this new thing now where I have this hat with a bunch of like non-music related questions that could go from not unsettling at all to mildly unsettling. So what we're gonna do is each of us is gonna draw one, and then we're all gonna see what's up with the questions. Okay?
I'm with it.
Okay, so feel free to also shout out to Will for giving me this melon hat.
Melon cap.
Shout
it's the
out.
best type of cap.
It's like literally like you can look into
round.
it. It's like a very genuine bucket hat.
That is melon.
That's real. Oh,
yeah, it's some real
you
stuff.
see that?
It's a good brim in there.
Very nice. Good brim.
Good. Gotta get that brim.
You know?
So
Lovely.
feel free, either Mawuli or you can start.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with this one right here. It's got a good fold to it. Oh yeah.
A double. Oh, that's one. Okay.
All right.
Damn, do you ever feel like a failure?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's what you really do.
That's real.
It's got a good fold to it.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The question to make you fold.
So we can all answer this.
Okay, cool. Do I ever feel like a failure? Sometimes, but like not really. I've always had this sense since I was a kid, like I'm never like there's no bad answers. Like I always figured no matter what, like I'm gonna make this work. And that's before I had this. I was like, you know what I mean? Like 4 or 5 kindergarten. Yeah, I was just like, I can't fail. Like I'm always gonna do good no matter what. So there's, you know what I mean? Like you can fail and you can mess up, but that's like just a testament to you trying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can feel like, okay, like, damn, this is tough. And like relative to what you see around you, you could kind of feel like a failure, but that's just like everybody's on their own pace and their own time, and so it's like it's never really a need to feel that, you know. And to somebody else, you're also a point of reference, even if you don't feel or see that. So no, yes, but no, like you know.
Great,
What I mean?
yeah. That's the one.
Yeah. No, I definitely relate to that. I would say it never, for me, it never feels really like a failure. It's just like a redirection.
Yeah.
That's it. It's really a redirection, because every time I feel like some plan or whatever is falling through, it's something else arises, or the path that I was led to was just like, oh yeah, that's where I was like, even me coming to Montreal in the first place, I wasn't even supposed to be here. I was supposed to go back to New York, and then, you know, just there were complications, papers wise, Canada, United States, whatever. It's there were some complications there. Now I've been here since last year January, and it's like I wouldn't have been able to meet you or be able to make the music that I'm making now, or be able to like make. I have like such solid friendships here. You have no idea. And and also gaining some stronger sense of independence, and like it was just a redirection, and now I have 2 different places that I can be based out of as well. So it was just widening the friendship pool, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It was,
nice, it's like reframing it, kind of.
Nice reframing, just, you know, comes together, and then okay, let me piece this in this way, see what picture that creates for now, and then I don't think I feel
the same. I think like there are moments in time where in the present I'll get that of like, oh no, like I messed up, like this is not happening. But in the grand scheme of things, I've really like, I align with you fully, because every single time I've like ping-ponged back and forth between things, or like something hasn't worked out, it's like consistently been for the best so far. Hey, so far. Hopefully it stays that way. Just knock on your forehead.
Knock on your head.
But so I don't think I think feeling like a failure and identifying yourself as a failure is like completely different things. I'll get the ping sometimes where I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing? Like, you know, for a second you're like, okay, am I like headed in the wrong direction? But then most of the time it's just like, hey, you just needed to get steered this other different way.
I feel like it's also important to have, because I don't think I've ever seen, I like to study people a lot, like people that I admire and stuff, and every great person that I've studied, I don't think they ever had like, you can have the full vision of what you want to do, and you probably are going to end up in there in some way, shape, or form, but it's like there are also routes to getting where you can never plan those. You know what I mean? So it's not tripping about how the means, but like the what. And that kind of lines up. And if you get stuck in the means, that kind of gets into that. For me, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Sense of feeling.
True. You ready?
Pull the melon. Can I put this back? That sounded weird. Not a euphemism.
Pull the lever.
Yeah, there you go.
If you could have dinner with anybody in the world, dead or alive, who would it be? Wow. Okay. Dinner, dead or alive. Oh, that is a tough.
It's a lot of choice.
Oh, this is so hard. You go first.
Oh damn! I always feel like you gotta choose the dead person, because like there's a slight chance, you know what I mean, that you could get the dinner with an alive person.
Yeah.
For the most part, dead person, I don't know, dude. Dinner with a dead person, dinner with an alive person, dinner with a dead person. Oh man.
Who is the dead?
Who is a
you know
dead?
What? I've got an answer. Who is the dead? I think I have an answer, but it's like a vague one.
And you know what? It can be this can be tentative, hey? This is not, this could change tomorrow. Like
for sure.
Feel like
it is tentative, but actually I feel like no. This one would have some value just on me. Probably someone like a great grandparent from my mom's side. You know, I'm trying to see what was going on. I'm trying to learn some ancient things,
some ancestral shit,
some ancestral stuff. Yeah,
that's a great answer.
Yeah, that would
a great answer.
That would be good.
Yeah,
just want to learn something.
To that answer, my two people that came to mind were Steve Jobs and Bob Marley. I feel like Bob Marley, he's got you sit down and just catch like an absolute like ethereal vibe. You know what I mean? He always speaks like he was just like on shrooms. But it's all valid. You know what I mean? Like it's all. So I feel like for that same reason, I think I'm gonna go with Bobbert.
Bobbert's a great call. Yeah. I'm like, I agree with you, but I think I would go even closer. I would definitely pick my mom's mom. She passed on like about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And no, it's like 12. Anyway, but she was super cool. She was the kind of grandma that would like build tree houses in the forest with us as a kid. Beautiful. Like she was like nailing shit to trees.
Nailing it.
Insane. And she's cool. So
lovely.
Fire.
I would have dinner with her.
Shout out to the grands.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, ready for the last one?
Yes.
All right.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Yeah. It says, "Tell me about a controversial take you have." you can make it.
Yeah, straight up. I don't even know.
You can make it as harmless or harmful as you want.
Yeah.
And you can put the papers back whenever.
I'll put it. I can throw it back.
Ah, so close.
That was the one.
That would have been crazy.
That would have, yeah. Controversial take.
Yeah, these are the hard questions. See, it's the questions that are not about music that really just get you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I could start with mine if you guys want time to buffer.
Yeah.
I haven't fully thought out, but I think my controversial take would be that it's not that cool to not give a shit.
Agreed.
I think that's like, there's a lot of like nonchalantness happening around, and like in the music scene as well.
Lame.
Like, sorry guys, but like like people that will be like, oh, I'm not gonna approach them. I'll wait until they approach me because I don't want to look like I care, or I don't want to look like I really want this this bad, or I don't want to look like I need this gig. And it's like,
I don't know. Go take it.
I'm not cool enough.
Heavy on the gatekeeping as well.
Yeah, that too. Exactly. It's just like, I'm not gonna give everybody this information because I don't want them to think that, I don't know. I'm over that. I'm really over that. I give a shit about a lot of stuff. Yeah. Stuff that people don't even think I care about. That's my take. Is it's really like let people know you care.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Like being nonchalant is like the lamest because you care so much about people knowing that you don't care. So you just negated your own energy and like othered yourself from others to like try to create an allure and mystique of based off what you think they would think would be cool.
It's like the least nonchalant thing to do is to appear nonchalant.
Right.
It's extra chalant. That's right.
Extremely chalant. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my take. I've just been feeling that lately.
No, that's a valuable take. Very, very valid.
So real. Yeah. It's important. Yeah. I've never understood. I mean, I get why people want to appear mysterious type thing, but like if you are interested, just show some interest. Doesn't mean you have to like do 17 backflips for them.
Also,
yeah, that's true. You can just be like, you're really cool, and you don't have to be like,
Yeah. I also think to that point, like a lot of nonchalant people are just disguising the fact that they're shy.
That too.
Maybe, that's I've met a lot of like people that are, you can always like read people like who are just like quiet and they're in their head, and you go open up and then they're just like, oh, what's up? You know what I mean? But then some people like nonchalant and you go, I don't care like if they're nonchalant or not, but you know what I mean? But like approaching a person, sometimes you could just see that they're like weren't ready to interact with people or just even like just like socially like scared or awkward, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a lot of disguising. You could wear a certain outfit and it'll just be like, yeah, that's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just too cool for this conversation, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Controversial takes.
I'm still trying to think of
like it could literally be pineapple on pizza. You know what I mean? Like
I was gonna say something food related.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Let's go for food related. Let's go for food.
Shout out to Ontario.
What?
There's pineapple pizzas from Ontario.
Are you serious? Yeah. Huh, damn, they really did that. They really created worldwide confusion.
Straight up.
They did.
Ontario called it Hawaiian.
Ontario said fight.
I think like the ham was from somewhere else, but then the pineapple edition, I believe, was from Ontario, or the other way around.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's ridiculous, and that's what I'm about to talk about right now. And I know you're gonna disagree with me.
Oh yeah, you guys.
Because this one at least, but
Watch out, by the way. Just watch out with the.
Okay.
This thing is really intense.
I was about to get serious.
Okay.
That's why.
Let me tell you.
I'll do it over here. Listen. Sweet and savory is not always the way to go together.
No, stand on what you mean.
It should never.
Okay, so what's the example?
Like, for example,
like,
pineapple on pizza, jam and butter in a sandwich. Or like when people mix chicken and waffles, or when people put like syrup on meats and chicken, or like when people, just anything that is sweet and savory, it doesn't need to mix, you know?
Pick a lane.
I'm into food segregation. The segregation of food, absolutely.
Okay.
And
right.
But along with that, I like mixing like sweet foods with sweet foods, savory food with savory food. Okay. But I enjoy dipping chocolate chip cookies or like chocolate something into orange juice.
Whoa.
That's what I do.
She was slowly unraveling the unhinged aspect. Okay, so that's fucked up. That's messed up, dude.
But you don't understand. You listen. You need to try it.
I haven't tried it yet.
Have you ever had orange flavored chocolate? Like,
yes.
Exactly. It's the same. It's like. It's the same idea. Like if you have a chocolate chip cookie or just something super chocolatey, it just kind of, it's a small little dip. It has like the essence of orange like little zestiness on it. And then
you know what? I'll try it out and I'll let you know. One day you're gonna get a text from me just being like, yeah, dude, actually, or like, no, dude, yeah. Has she made you try it?
No, and I'm just very not down to try.
But you will. But you will try it. That's
one day.
Yeah.
We'll make it a thing. Like
it's good. Like it's not. You don't soak the cookie in it to make it like it's exactly just
very nice.
Bit of the essence. That's what I gotta say.
That's good. Do you have a similar vibe one or?
Similar for eating. It's not like as much a controversial take, but I guess like a weird thing for me is like I like my beverages at optimal temperature. So like if I get like a hot chocolate or whatever, I've been like this forever. I've burnt my mouth and tongue and face on so many things so many times, just being too eager to taste it. It doesn't make it taste better if it's hotter. So if I take like a hot chocolate, I'm gonna wait. I know the amount of time too. I got like this weird time thing, but like I'll take it like at the right temperature and I chug it. Cause like why would I pace it out? It's something I enjoy. I like having the spike of like, this is excellent and I'm gonna enjoy all of this right now and soak it in like an explosion of flavors and then on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you okay. I would love to see that one day. We just buy you a hot chocolate and then you just...
He does this every time.
It's a quick process. You blink and you miss it, but it's like, it's there. Cause like, why are we burning our mouth on hot stuff? That doesn't even make sense. Cause then you singe your tongue on it. And then you can't taste anything else for like a week.
True.
And you got that weird sandpapery thing and you've destroyed your taste buds. And your taste buds are like helping your stomach figure out like what we're digesting and how. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you damage that and you just mess yourself up over some hot chocolate.
Not worth it. Just chug it.
Tripping.
But you don't need to chug it like immediately. You don't want to like indulge in the flavors.
I don't indulge in what? Temperature is not a flavor.
Not the temperature. I'm talking about the hot chocolate.
That's exactly it. But you indulge in it all at once. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see once you figure out a flavor too much, you saturate it. If you hold hot chocolate in your mouth until you get bored of it, every other sip is lame. You understand what I'm saying?
True. You have to like drink a sip and then sniff ginger.
Right. Balance another ginger thing too.
That's palate cleanser.
But it's like, nah, you gotta like, for me, it's like, okay, this is hot chocolate and I'm gonna get like the whole hot chocolate experience in one go and then feel it hit my stomach and digest and like acknowledge the hot chocolate. And then it's not even hot chocolate, anything warm essentially.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. You do that with soup too?
Soup not as
like,
much.
Oh, I hate soup.
I'll dip bread
yeah,
in
you're
soup.
not a soup girly?
Nope.
What?
I don't.
Tomato soup, tomato soup.
Except for this one cream of tomato soup that I used to have. I don't like flavored savory water. No.
That's the most cursed way to say it, dude.
That's what it is.
I guess you're right. It is flavored water. I guess.
Much.
Yeah. It's that
every liquid is technically like water. Isn't water like
the ultimate liquid.
Right, yeah, it's the ultimate liquid. Is fire. That's
it
fire.
Is the ultimate
Very
liquid.
waterbender of you.
Oh god.
The ultimate liquid.
All right, that was actually a really good outcome of this question. Good. I'm super happy with that.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go ahead with my two little closer questions. Okay.
Yes.
So here's the 2 questions. First question is, if you had to give me one album that I need to go listen to this week.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be your favorite album of all time. Just one that you're like, it's nice.
I would say to listen to. I have 3 though.
Intrusive thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts. Go stream that right now.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course.
I have 3 though.
Okay, go
But
off.
like, I would say Black Radio by Robert Glasper, and then The Waters by Mick Jenkins, and then The Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest. There we go.
Beautiful. Hey, you had that ready. Beautiful.
Have it ready.
What about you, Mawuli?
Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder,
Uh-huh.
Windows, O'Donnell Levy, and rap. What's the newest JPEG Mafia album that just came out? I can't remember the name of it. It's got the cross on the album cover. But that album, because it's insane. Or Blue Lips. Blue Lips by Schoolboy Q.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely fire.
Yeah. Okay, fire.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, guys, get on it. This is your homework.
Nice.
And then last question is, well, now you get kind of the idea of what the vibe of the show is. Like, I want to get to what's a little bit of behind being an artist and like doing something related to the arts for work, but also for passion here. And so if you had someone in your head that I should talk to, that
Someone
I should
in my head?
like someone.
Oh,
maybe
I was like,
the voices.
The voice. What are you like?
An idea of someone that that I should interview. That's here that you like. They're doing amazing work. It could be an artist, but it could also be a producer. Anything related to the field.
Okay, I would say okay. I got a couple in my head.
See, I told you had people in your head.
Exactly, I do have people in my head. You are so right. So probably like Moses Jones. Probably Moses Jones or Samant, also known as Sam Ether. That's his Instagram. And then there's also they're both fantastic musicians.
Yeah, those 2 are actually great recommendations.
Yeah. Those 2
I like
would
what they
say.
do. Yeah, for sure. Do you got any ideas?
I'm trying to think of who would like in terms of I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of the head real quick. You can keep going. I feel like you got a couple more.
Yeah, I might have a couple more. There's like a Dio, the Outcast. Dio the Outcast. He's fire. Insane. He's also Congolese. Shout out.
All right, let's go.
Shout out Congo.
Very nice.
And then there's I have so many. And there's like of course there's like Spaceman, Della, and Kin, and there's Hardbody Jones. He be yapping as well for sure.
He would be fire for the controversial take. You get
for the controversial
some fire clips out of him.
Oh God,
absolutely.
He was also in my answers.
He was in your answers. Okay, yeah.
I mean, those are great recommendations, by the way. I think those are pretty solid. If there is somebody else, feel free to let me know, because I'm trying to. It's not.
See.
I mean, I'm not trying to like acquire them like Pokemon, but I am trying to get like a general picture. But I gotta catch them all. Can't help it. No, I'm trying to get it like a good genuine picture of what the scene is like right now, and I don't want just like the people that you hear on the radio. I want to hear the people that are actually doing live shows in the venues with the people for the people. You know what I mean? So that's really nice.
Very true. I was going through like just my contacts to see who else could be sick.
Hey, yo, feel free to send me their information after the show. That'd be perfect. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up for this episode. Thank you guys so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. You guys are great. Like, I had a great time. And if you want to plug anything, feel free to let the people know. If there's that video coming out.
Go watch that Soulless music video right now.
Go listen to Soulless.
Right now today.
Go today. Go watch it. It's called Soulless, and it's fun, and it's informative.
And full of soul, ironically.
Full of soul, in fact, ironically, indeed, yeah. And got some stuff that will come out at the end of the year. Yeah, really, just that.
Perfect.
What about you?
Yes, that's the same plug,
Same plug?
Go watch that right now.
Very nice.
Today.
All right. Well, have a great day, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yay.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe.
Tweet me at David Dobrik.
Yeah.
All right. Well done, guys.
Nice. Oh my God, this is what real life sounds like.
Whoa, real life sounds like